Hey class, Hansel here. I wanted to talk about, my ethical dilemma. Not really a dilemma. Um, Essentially, there was an unassuming college student. He shares his cookbook recipes with his classmates who are, expectingly, expectingly culinary inept. A lot of times they eat out or they eat on campus. They don't really know how to cook for themselves. Or if they cook for themselves, it's very unhealthy, just like a ham and cheese sandwich, maybe some cereal for dinner, um, and if we're lucky, like a salad drowned in Caesar salad dressing. Axel, he's a student. He kind of likes cooking at home. He thinks it's healthy, it's a good budget, and he sends that out to his classmates, right? He uses peer-to-peer encryption to do this because, he he understands that transmitting, copyrighted information might not be the most ethical thing to do. So he uses peer-to-peer encryption to get the job done. So the code of ethics that we'll be using is ACM ethics, right? And so ACM ethics is computing professionals code of ethics. It is the Association for Computing and Computing Machinery. And so a lot of you know computing professionals will act on this, right? So specifically, the three sections that we'll be using is 1.1, 1.3, 1.5, and 1.6. So 1.1 is contributing to society and the human well-being, acknowledging that everybody is a stakeholder in computing, and acting accordingly. So 1.3 is being honest and trustworthy. Very important that our actions are aligned. And 1.5 is respect the work required to produce new ideas, inventions, creative works, and computing artifacts. 1.6 is respect privacy, right? So kind of using these standards from ACM's ethical standard, we're gonna, we're gonna essentially be judging him. So one of the ethical things about this is just, contributing to society. You know, Axel's a good kid. He feels, even his most dubious actions come from some good intent. So him passing on this cookbook to his classmates, it's his strongest reason. He thinks he's really doing a good act. He's really helping his team, his classmates, giving them breakfast burgers, healthy food, using and getting access to some cooking knowledge that might be atypical for someone who's never cooked before, like cooking with uh, minced pickle juice. Those are really good ideas for someone I would have never came up with that, right? So this would be a great resource for me to have, you know. And so he's good. He's cool for doing that. Another ethical action is that Axel and his classmates are just, they're just keeping a private private file transfer, right? They're making sure that, their information is just kept private. It's not open. No third party can just peer in, which, it's very important. I think that's, it's a good little action to take, a good little precaution. Um, is with these file transfers. Um, keeping that privacy is, it's pretty good in the modern age. One of the unethical things about Axel's action is it's totally ignorant of copyright laws, right? Protecting their privacy and ACM rule 1.5, right? It talks about respecting the work that goes into producing those new ideas, right? And you know he's if even if he isn't aware, or if he is aware of his actions, he is breaking that copyright code. And for a lot of people, and if for the government, if they were to be involved, they would say, you're being, you're using peer-to-peer encryption for unethical reasons, right? To break copyright laws. They might just believe that, hey, you know what? Let's put some stricter guidelines on peer-to-peer. So, it's not, he's not respecting the copyright, and he's using the peer-to-peer encryption for dubious activities. It's again not what's expected of these computing tools, especially from a computing professional like Axel, who is entering into the field. Final unethical action I'd like to raise for Axel is that he's just not being honest, right? When he bought from the buyer, it's believing that, hey, this digital copy is for your use, right? And him taking that digital file and start beginning to transmit it to other people, it's just not honest from Axel as a consumer, and to the seller who distributed that file transfer copy to him, for his use, not for distribution. In conclusion, you know, Axel is kind of a sung hero among his classmates, those who really enjoyed the cookbook, but his actions can be seeming a little dubious, and to do that, creating a little left and right kind of look at this, right? Is that some of the bad stuff he did, right? Is he did some copyright infringement, right? It's pretty bad. This is super bad, guys. And he was masking his intent. If he asked the guy, hey, can I send this out to my coworkers? It'd be great to do what Axel's doing, but he went ahead without getting that. So again, he's not doing that. Arguably, the cookbook isn't really needed by his classmates. I mean, again, they could just eat out less, right? Cook at home more, experiment a little in the kitchen. Um, it's good that he gave a cookbook to college students, but again, it's the argument is that were his classmates really in need? You know, I'm were they asking for a cookbook? Are they constantly looking for cookbooks? It really doesn't seem that the actions that he took, and the need for him to, double up on top of that and use peer-to-peer encryption, it really doesn't seem like it's justified for his intentions behind it at all. So I would definitely say that he was he was acting a little dubiously. It's definitely the action was unethical. And these chicken tortilla tacos, um, there's no bread in this. This is just a can of chicken, an egg, cheese, and Greek yogurt. Like, I'm gonna make these tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Hopefully, you guys learned a thing or two from this slide, found something useful, something that you guys would take away from this video. Stopping the recording now.